Good evening, Twaggers. I'm Freddie B. Trimble, and I'm joined tonight by Jerry Patterson for our spring break edition of This Week at GSU. And how are you doing tonight, Jerry?
I'm doing well, Freddie. Thank you for asking. Having a wonderful week before spring break. Can't wait to be able to sleep in a little more. How are you doing, Freddie?
Well, Jerry, I'm doing great. It's very exciting, very exciting. And what news do you have for us this evening?
Well, Freddie, next Thursday, March 9th from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Center for Performing Arts stage, you can gain insight and information that students in business and marketing majors could use for succeeding in the Asian market. Representatives from select Asian countries will discuss the opportunities and challenges of business environment. Be sure to come out and enjoy the spreading of knowledge.
Well, that sounds like some great stuff. I'll definitely be sure to attend that, Jerry.
Sure, our friends in the library always have fun events going on. This month during library hours until March 24th at 5 p.m. They're hosting a silent auction, spring silent auction. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Right here at the GSU Library, many events happen throughout the semesters, one of them being in our very own library. Our library offers many events, like fundraisers, including the Spring Silent Auction. The library offers many services, like Excel workshops, research paper help, and many other fun, stress-relieving events. We caught up with some of our friends from the library, including Lydia Morrow-Rutan.
So the Friends of the Library has been around for about 10 years now, and what they do is raise funds for the library that supplements what we receive from the state. And you all know that we haven't done really good with the state lately. So this allows us to buy things that our students can use and enjoy that we probably wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So the art gallery that we're standing in right now, this came about because the Friends purchased the stands, the pedestals, and the acrylic cases that the artwork goes in. They purchased the lighting. They've also purchased some of the furnishings and the carpet out on the balcony. There's a number of things throughout the library that they've been able to provide for us. Okay, so we have a lot of generous donors here on this campus, and they usually bring in things that they have or that they've acquired or that they purchased for a good price and donate it to the Friends of the Library, and those are the things that we use to make money and generate to come back into the library for our students and faculty.
The silent auction is available until March 24th at 5 o'clock p.m. The highest bidders for each item will be contacted shortly after.
Anybody can join the Friends of the Library. We have forms out next to the display case with the auction items. You can also go to the foundation website and there's an online form. Just make sure you check or write down Friends of the GSU Library. It's real easy, it's not expensive. You can join us in the meetings, help us make decisions, and have fun.
I want to invite any student watching this program to feel free to let us know how we can better serve them or make their stay in the library more comfortable, and we'll try to see what we can do.
This is a great opportunity to get some great gifts for yourself or that special someone. We hope to see you there.
Well, it looks like you can get some fun gifts. I know I'll try to find something for someone close to me.
Me too, Freddie.
Don't have any plans for spring break or want to travel for the break? Come sign up for the alternative spring break from March 12th through the 17th. Join the Jaguar Connection for a trip to Mississippi. Students will participate in a full week of service, culture, and fun. If you're interested, email bterry@govst.edu.
That sounds like a blast. I'm definitely going to check that out. Looking for opportunities to travel while getting credit towards your degree? Then check out the Generation Study Abroad initiative. Their goal is to help more American students gain international experiences through study abroad programs. If you have questions, contact Amy Schoenberg, Study Abroad Coordinator at aschoenberg@govst.edu. We'll be right back after these messages.
Like a freight train steadily progressing towards its destination, African Americans have endured a journey to freedom and equality steeped in turmoil. A people taken from native lands, families torn apart, and the fight for liberty and justice rolls on.
American dream. I have a dream.
The Scottsboro Boys case could easily be considered the coal that powered the civil rights engine and ignited a nation. During the Great Depression, 9 young black men sought out to find work, but never reached their destination. They were arrested in Scottsboro, Alabama, wrongfully accused for a crime they did not commit. The injustices that were exposed paralleled the experiences of countless young men of color today. On Tuesday, March 21st at 5 p.m., explore the striking connection and the impact of the Scottsboro Boys trial on today's Black Lives Matter movement in a public discussion forum. Then see this true life story come alive on stage in one of the most visionary and controversial musicals to grace the stages of Broadway and London. Porchlight Music Theater's production at GSU's Center for Performing Arts will inspire you, challenge you, and change you. Visit centertickets.net to reserve your ticket today.
Pray and go back home.
On March 6th, GSU was visited by an artist named Lisa Orr. She is a ceramic artist from Texas who created her own process to create her own work. In the Egerberson Hall, Orr discussed how she made a career as an artist, displayed her ceramic artwork, and discussed cultural ceramic styles that inspired her. For example, Mexican pottery is one of her favorites. Lisa also gave tips on how to display this artwork and elaborated on the different textures and colors of ceramic artwork. After her lecture, she showed 3 documentaries where she traveled to other countries, filmed and interviewed people making handmade pottery. Don't go anywhere, Twaggers. Up next, we'll be back with an interview with Mark Hunla.
Today we have Professor Mark Hunla in the studio, and Mark teaches here at GSU and is the supervisor for the sports broadcasting internship that just wrapped up its first season of live coverage for the Jaguars men's and women's basketball team. Hi Mark, how are you?
Jerry?
Very
doing
good,
well.
and welcome to here, dude. Thank you. Now, well, Mark, can you tell us a little bit about the class that you teach here at GSU?
Well, actually, I teach a few courses here at Governor State. I'm also an adjunct professor. I teach the MST 2100, which is Intro to Media Production, where a lot of the fine production crew on this program came from, and I see that they're taking their studies seriously and doing a great job. During the summer, I do a course on on-air performance that I would definitely like to see Walter, yourself, and Freddie involved with, which deals with the non-dramatic side of production. And then during the fall, I am now the executive producer and in charge of the internship for student media for our basketball games. And now starting next year, or I'm sorry, this year, this is 2017,
Correct.
next season, starting with volleyball.
Oh, great. That sounds great. And a great class. I'd like to know what jobs are students asked to perform during the sports broadcasting internship?
Well, what we do during a broadcast, or I'm sorry, before we even start the broadcast, is we hire multiple students for the internship. Last season, our basketball broadcast took on 10 students to fill in various roles. They were engineers, they were graphic artists, they created the graphics for the productions. We had 4 camera people, we had 3 broadcasters, as well as also the feather in our cap, if you will. We had the playback and replay unit that was also part of this.
Wow.
And then we had a student, one that's graduating shortly, was our director for the whole broadcast.
Wonderful. I was going to ask, how do internships like this one help students? I could see a little bit that, well, they're getting paid, and besides the experience, but what other ways?
Well, some internships do pay, but rarely do they ever pay.
All right.
Internships are a way for students to get involved with the real world and the corporate world,
Yes.
in this case, sports broadcasting. And they'll get a taste of what it's like to be out in the real world, plus it adds some amazing accomplishments for their resume.
Yes.
Usually you go out in the real world in the media field and they want you to have experience, but then nobody wants to give it to you.
Correct.
So the internship is a great way to get your foot in the door, network to know people in the media field, and then of course have some sort of experience to show up on your resume.
Wow, and I like that. You said this summer you're going to have about 10 students. I'm number 1.
Okay.
For the summer. I was looking for some summer courses to take. So that will be one of them. So now that we've covered the men's and women's basketball games, are there other sports and other productions that you'll be involved in?
Yes, we are doing volleyball this year. So where we hired 10 last year, we could be looking for upmost of 15 to 20 students.
Wow.
Because the 2 students kind of overlap, or
Yes.
seasons overlap. So therefore, we have to be able to have enough for one crew and a second crew so they can do their own respective broadcasts for their sports. And when it comes to the internship, we definitely would like to see your resume and see if you would be able to qualify for one of our positions. But it is highly competitive. Last year, I had 32 resumes looking for the 10 spots.
Really?
And the crew that I had this past basketball season was top-notch. They set the bar really high. They performed way above and beyond what I asked for them. And yeah, they have definitely placed our broadcasting on the map. And I'm hoping that continues with our next lot that comes in this fall.
I believe it will. I'm glad to hear that. I know our students at GSU are very competitive and they're excellent.
Yes.
So that's great. It was excellent to catch up with you, Mark. And thank you from myself and the rest of the crew here at Studio B at Governor State University and University Park, Illinois. You have just been twagged.